Next up are my car keys. Now these are just the cars that I have at the house right now. I have some in storage, I have some at my other properties, and I even have 2 right now that I'm sending to Europe for the summer. But long story short, I started buying cars around a year ago, and like most things I do, I got into it quite quickly. So first off, we got Range. Now Range Rovers, if you had to give me one car, I would take a Range Rover. This is a SV, which means special vehicle. This is the top of the line Range Rover Vogue they make, or special interior trim, blah, blah, all this stuff. The point is, Range Rovers are super versatile, whether you're driving or you're being driven. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll drive the Range Rover if I just want a comfy drive, but most of the time, I'm in the back, coming from boxing, tennis, just being driven. All right, so next up, we got Rolls-Royce Phantom. This is the Big Daddy. This is the best chauffeur car that's ever been made in history, ever. Nothing comes close. In fact, a Rolls-Royce Phantom is a car that you will never ever drive yourself. It's not the fanciest looking in the inside. I mean, like the most flashy looking or the greatest tech or this or that. But when you sit inside a Rolls-Royce, and particularly a Phantom, because I'll be honest, for me personally, the other Rolls-Royces, they just don't do it for me. Even Cullinans, if you're gonna get a Rolls-Royce, especially one to be driven in, get the Big Daddy, get the Phantom. It is just, nothing comes close, if I'm honest. Next up, we have one of my favorite zip around cars. This is a GT3. Honestly, if you had a Range Rover and a GT3, you're pretty much set for life. You could have a Turbo S, they're more comfortable, they're even faster, but at the end of the day, the responsiveness of the GT3, I would just take it any day over a Turbo S. So yeah, GT3, just one of the best cars ever made. Now, next up, we got a Maybach. This is a Night Series 1 of 5 in the UAE, and I have a 1 of 1 with that specific trim. And I know that people absolutely love the Maybach. I mean, yes, my car is beautiful, top of the line, every single option, blah, blah, all this stuff. I said this when I bought my Range Rover, and I still stand by my opinion. Obviously, I never drive the Maybach. It's just a chauffeur car once again. I would genuinely rather be driven in a Range Rover SV, either the regular SV with the center console or the Signature Suite. I would take being driven in a Range Rover compared to a Maybach any day. Very unpopular opinion, but coming from someone who literally owns all of the nicest chauffeur cars. By the way, Maybachs are still incredible. Just for me, it's too much going on sometimes. So the next one is probably my favorite car out of my entire car collection all over the world, and that is my Mini Cooper. Now this car has done 700,000 kilometers, all original parts. I get nervous whenever I drive it because it stalls all the time, but this car, I swear, out of every single car that I have, it gets the most attention, it gets the most respect, and maybe it's just, you know, living in Dubai, people see nice cars all the time, but when you see a Mini Cooper, like this tiny little thing, and as I said, it's all original, I don't know, people just love it. It puts a smile on their face. Now, I have a heart attack because it's really difficult to drive the car without stalling. Good luck going up any hill or any sort of ramp, anything like that. But yeah, if I ever just want to leave the house and just go on a quick 20-30 minute drive just to clear my mind, this is the best car for it. So next up, we have a G63. What do I say about this car? It's just a great car. It's an all-around car. You can still always hear the sound and the power under the bonnet. I know this sounds ridiculous, but to me, it's a beater car. It's a good utility car. It's a, hey, I know that I'm gonna go to boxing and be sweaty. For me, it's just one of the most iconic cars that's ever been made. And if you have the chance to, I just think it should fit into anyone's car collection because it just does the job. You want to get somewhere relatively comfortably, but still have a little bit of power under the bonnet and still have a little bit of fun, you know, primarily in a straight line. And this car just, it always just does the trick. Next up, we have a Ferrari. What do I say about it? I've tried my best to like Ferraris. I've honestly driven so many of them, and all modern Ferraris, they just don't do it for me. Whether that be an SF90, whether that be the new 296. For me, the only Ferrari that kind of excites me is 812, of course, V12, naturally aspirated. Sounds insane, but I don't know, just every time I'm in a Ferrari, they just like, they do so many things wrong. I hate the interface, the touch buttons for so many things, there's all this error, failures. I don't know, good to have one in a collection, but yeah. And then my latest car that I picked up a few days ago, Lamborghini. I am not a Lamborghini guy at all. I absolutely despise, you know, I've always kind of not been a fan of Lamborghini and sort of the idea around them. I guess primarily sort of the people that drive it, especially living here in Dubai, you kind of see a specific kind of person that drives a Lamborghini. But this car is just incredible. I got a Lamborghini Serato. There's only 1,500 in the world. It is a V10 supercar for off-roading. I got it a couple days ago, and tomorrow I'm gonna take it to the desert. But even this day-to-day, it's just such a comfortable supercar. Now, if I had to pick 3 out of these, 100% Rolls-Royce Phantom, best chauffeur car ever. Porsche GT3, just enough fun and just enough like flair with the wing, but not too in your face like a GT3 RS, even though I have one of those coming next month.
What?
I didn't tell you? Oh, yeah. And then the last car, if I had to pick 3, is range. Once again, range is amazing if you want to be driven, if you want a comfortable ride, or if you want to drive yourself. You got options. So those are my 3 top picks.